Hey everybody, Brad here with the Mature Minded Gamers, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on the game Cover Your Assets, produced by Grandpa Beck Games in 2011. This is a family-friendly game, ages 7 and up, and a typical game will last you about 30 minutes. Grandpa Beck recommends 4 to 6 players. However, modified rules are included for 2-player games and 3-player games. He also includes some advanced rules that add a few more cards and some extra abilities to increase that competition. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. So straight off the bat, you're going to get a listing of the other Grandpa Beck games. Go ahead and check those out. You're going to get a recipe straight out of Grandma Beck's recipe book. And we'll get the rules. Here's a look at the cards on the inside. This will show you what the cards will look like both on the front and back. And just to add a little more flair, they've decorated the inside of the box to look like a set of assets. It's kind of fun. The basic premise of this game is to collect sets of assets. And a set is comprised of any 2 identical assets. And to protect your assets, you're going to then set a different one on top. So as you can see, each one has a different value attached to them. The greens are worth 10,000. The purples, the oranges, they're worth about 5,000. So for right now, my opponent here has a total of 20,000, with 5,000 that are are in a position for me to be able to steal, and about 15,000 that are protected. So on my turn, I must take one of 3 actions. I must either form a set, discard a card, or challenge, meaning attempt to steal. And the only way I can steal is to play an identical card on the top there, or to play a wild card, which comes in the form of a silver or a gold. Now, if my opponent doesn't have another wild or another identical card to challenge my challenge, then this will become my set. And as you can see, for these sets that sit on top, they continue to gain value. So where before it was only worth 10,000, now it's worth 60,000. So it's in his best interest to try to take that set. It's also worth noting that any wild cards, like a gold or a silver, will get played underneath the set. So now this one is in contention for being challenged. For those of you that play Rummy, this is actually going to be a pretty easy game to pick up because the basic premise of the rules are the same. You're just trying to discover matches. On a 2-player game like I have here, each player is going to have 8 cards in their hand. At the end of each turn, you will then draw up to your total of 8 cards. A full round of gameplay is going to continue until the entire draw pile has been depleted. The win criteria for this game basically is a race to $1 million. The first one to $1 million is going to win. There are also other variations here for other ways to play, like a quick game that you'll play just one complete round, and whoever has the highest total at the end will win. So what are my thoughts on this game? Well, honestly, this game is going to fit right into my collection. I tend to like the types of games that are easy to pick up and are kind of lower on the rule sets, meaning that it's not complicated rules, it's very approachable, and I could grab and play with anybody within my sphere of influence. So whether it's a hardcore gamer, my grandparents, my parents, my nieces, my nephews, friends of mine that don't really get into games, things like that, this is the right kind of game for them, especially if they're familiar with the game Rummy, because honestly, there's several overlap in maybe the type of gameplay. I like that the cards are colorful, and there's a wide variety of them. I like the introduction of the wild cards, like the gold and the silver cards, to add an additional layer to the game. And there's other cards that I didn't cover in here that are more in the advanced rules that will increase that competition. So this is going to be a game that's going to fit well into one of my game bags, the one that I grab when I know I'm going to go to a family gathering. Hopefully you'll have a good time with that too. Go ahead and leave in the comments your thoughts on the game, and check out the other games in Grandpa Beck's inventory.